Right, today, March 29th, I think it's day 14 for us. We spent the night at Scissors Crossing, and we're getting ready to pack up and head up the mountain behind me, which I'm sure doesn't look nearly as steep on camera as it is in reality. There's switchbacks going up, almost all the way to the top. So that is going to be a tough climb right out of the bat. But hopefully we can put in some miles today, and at least the weather's beautiful. For the first time since we've been out here, it's clear blue skies, a light breeze, temperature's probably around 60 or 65, so an ideal day to be hiking for a change. I realized I was wrong all this time. The cactus I was calling ocotillo are actually, these are ocotillo. Big, long, spindly arms. Okay, here's the campsite for day number 14. We're about mile 85, right around mile 85. Day 15, it's March 30th, and this is the nice little campsite we found last night. It's actually the nicest, as far as not windy and warm, day that we've had on the trail so far. So we're getting an early start. Hopefully we can get some decent miles for a change, and hopefully we'll see our first snake. Been looking forward to a snake for 2 weeks. It's a beautiful day out here in the desert, finally. And finally get a chance to put this umbrella to use I've been lugging around for the past 2 weeks. Actually, pretty good shade, although kind of awkward to get it to stay in place. Here we are, just in time too. Water. Reminds me of one of those places you're gonna go down there and find a little cow pond with a skeleton of a dead animal laying in it. Hopefully not. All right, now this is a water cache. Woo! Look at that.
Thank you, Trail Angels.
Thank you, Trail Angels. Holy macaroni. Look at all that water. Just in time, too. And they got a cool little cage here to put the empties in so that the the local varmints don't get into them and scatter them around. Oh, is that a money jar?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely give them some money for that. All right, it's the end of another day of hard hiking, and Goldilocks is preparing our supper. What's in the pot tonight, Goldilocks?
Got a ramen bomb, which is top ramen and mashed potatoes. And somebody in Mount Laguna left some kokanee salmon, so we're going to add some of that to it.
Oh boy, we were brave to eat somebody's home smoked salmon we picked up out of a hiker box. Stay tuned for developments in the middle of the night. So the plan is to get up early tomorrow morning, early for us anyway, and try to put in a nice long day so we can put ourselves within a one-day short hike of our next resupply at, I forgot.
Warner Springs.
Oh, Warner Springs on Wednesday. Well, the tent is all set up and ready to go for tonight. Look in here and see inflated pads and quilts. 3-person tent, barely big enough for 2. Want to make sure when you stumble out here in the middle of the night to answer nature's call and don't accidentally step in the middle of this spiny sucker. But, otherwise, nice place. Okay, it's day number 16 of the PCT hike, and we're getting away fairly early today. It's a little before 8 a.m. Cool temperature, overcast sky, no wind. It's an absolutely perfect day to hike, and it'll be a perfect day to celebrate a milestone, which is we are gonna hit the 100-mile mark today. I think we have set a PCT record for the slowest 100 miles ever hiked. I think if you average it out, it's about 6 miles per day. Freaking pitiful. But we did have three zeros in there, so that bumps it up to about 8 miles a day. Still, that was kind of our intent. Start out super slow, super easy. Give our bodies a chance to kind of adapt to the stress and strain of humping a backpack up and down the hills. And it's worked. We're both in really good shape now, no injuries. Feet are in good shape. Neither of us have even had a blister yet, although I should probably knock on wood. So our strategy is working, but still, we obviously need to bump our mileage up if we're ever going to get to our destination before Christmas. So anyway, so far so good. Snack break. How you feeling?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
We've been about an hour and a half since we started. And are you checking gut hook now? See how far we went?
Yep, it's gone. We're at 93.7. I think we were at 91.2.
Okay, so...
Plus the quarter of a mile up.
Oh, yeah.
That are non-trail
So about
miles.
2.5 miles, which is, considering it's been mostly uphill, is not bad. Feeling it in my legs though.
Yeah.
Well, a little while ago when we started out our hike for the day, I jokingly said that Goldilocks and I were probably the slowest people ever on the PCT for the first 100 miles. And I said it half jokingly, but to my surprise, I looked down the trail behind me, and lo and behold, here comes a guy who's probably even slower than we are. I checked him out with my binoculars. He's still about a half a mile away, but I recognized him instantly as a hiker we call Portland guy. We don't know what his actual name is, either real name or trail name, but he did tell us at one point that he was from Portland, and he's quite the interesting character. During all the rainy, cold weather we had, he was hiking the whole time in a very heavy and looked 3 sizes too big pair of Army Gore-Tex camo wet weather gear. And his pack is, he's got a great big red pack that has to be like something designed for Mount Everest expedition hikers, because it's it's just huge. It looks like it's getting ready to swallow him up. And on the outside of it, he's got all kinds of gear festooned, a couple of Nalgene bottles, God, I don't know what all. But anyway, he's quite the picturesque guy. And he just plugs along. I think he's only doing 5 or 6 miles a day. We haven't actually seen him in about 3 days, and we thought maybe he'd gotten off trail, but no, I'm looking behind me, and here he comes. Let me see if I can zoom around. Where are you, Portland guy? Ah, there he is. There he is. Middle of the screen. Huh. Just chugging along. Well, good for him. You know, it's tough right now to hike all alone, but he's doing it. Well, I guess yesterday we heard some really bad news. Apparently a PCT hiker on Mount San Jacinto died when he fell. I guess he was trying to cross a really bad area of deep snow and slipped and fell down into a gorge. And before the rescue teams were able to get him out of there, he died from his injuries. So terrible, terrible story. Heart goes out to his friends and family. I guess the same day there were 2 other hikers who had to be rescued because they got stranded in a spot up there in the snow where they could not they couldn't get out. They couldn't go forwards, they couldn't go backwards, and had to be rescued by helicopter. So Mount San Jacinto is probably, I think, about 75 or 80 miles from where we are right now. So we'll be there next week sometime. Maybe it's maybe 5 or 6 days away from us. Who knows? But because we don't have our snow gear with us, we weren't planning on using any snow gear until we actually got to Sierras. And by which I mean our crampons, ice axes, that stuff. We have decided we're just going to go ahead and take a, God, nasty spot in the trail there. We're going to take a bypass around San Jacinto rather than stay on trail and risk trying to navigate the snow without the proper equipment. So anyway, once again, a real tragedy. It's already been a really rough year for the PCT, and we just hate to hear about something like this on top of it. We're way up here now. Yeah. Look. I can tell looking to the camera it doesn't do justice to how high up we are and how steep this mountainside is. But is it?
It is.
It is. How come your face is so red?
I'm hot.
Well, hello, Goldilocks. Would you like to stop and have lunch with Bilbo Baggins here in his hobbit hole?
That's cool.
Okay. Hey, 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 look where we are. Let me get out of the way.
Yay!
I get in the picture? 100 miles. So, thought it took a long time to get here. And we're obviously going to have to hike a little further than that for the next...
we have to do this 25 more times.
25 more times. But now that we figured out how to do it, we'll start knocking these 100-milers off and nothing flat. So trail's pretty nice right now. If it was like this the whole time, it'd be easy to get to the end. Okay, so I'm just walking down the trail here, listening to my music and keeping an eye out. And look what's laying right here next to the trail. Hey, buddy. There he is. He hasn't moved. He's about, I'd say he's probably 2.5 feet long. He hasn't rattled. I think he's probably just not really warm enough. Hey, smile. Smile. Oh well. So you can see where he is. There's the edge of the trail that I was walking down. So gotta keep your eyes open. Okay, we made it to our next water source at mile 101.5. Okay, well, doesn't look very yummy there, but at least it is coming out of the fountain. I think we still need to filter it, even though it's coming out of the ground. Oh, actually, yeah, it says that right on the pipe. Must filter. Well, it's a pretty little area here. There's some flat spots for tents, so I guess we can. We're the only ones here, so I guess we can camp wherever we want. But it's been a good day. We went 11 miles, which was, I think, our best day yet. This is our camp for day 16. Pretty good day today. We hit 100 miles on the trail. Saw our first rattlesnake, and
Did our longest day yet.
Our longest day at 11 miles, which is not really a long day, but at least it's going in the right direction. So tomorrow's another day on to Warner Springs for our resupply, and then continuing north.